Outstanding.
Welcome again to another tutorial video. It's a boy Elleron Ting. Today we're going to do a quick video explaining my vocal chain for like mid 2019 to late December. However, this is one of two vocal chains that I use to do my mixes. Where it's a vocal chain when we start with. If me kind of feel something that something should change on a particular mix, may always do so. But this is the chain that I've been working with for months, and it seems to be working well, and me not really change it. So I have a song by John Gotti, Jamaica Born and Grow, by Cargill Entertainment. You can check them out on our streaming platforms and social media platform, Facebook or Instagram. So first we go to play the chorus part of the beat, the song.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out the door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. But alone know me want know me friends from me for. Oh, Jamaica, me born and grow.
Alright, so the effects are turned off, and let me turn on the effects on it and play it again.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out the door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. But alone know me want know me friends from me for. Oh, Jamaica, me born and grow.
Alright, so it sounds a little bit more glued and a little bit more nicer. So first on the vocal chain, what I normally do, because I got these vocals and the instrumental, and for the vocals in particular, they were very hot. They were recorded very hot, in which I do it sometimes. It depends on the type of vocalist that I'm dealing with. I do it sometimes, and sometimes I record in a really sweet spot. But for this particular vocal that I got, the stems that I got, they were very hot. So normally what I do first before even attempting to do any sort of tuning or EQ or compression or whatever the case may be, what I normally is a stock is a stock plugin from Pro Tools called Trim, and would normally trim it down by some decibel, but this vocals was pretty hot. Bypass it.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out the door. Me never born come see me riches.
So me never really have no headroom to really mix with, so me trimmed it about -6.8 dB.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out the door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. But alone know me want know me friends from me for.
So as you can see, it is bypass everything beneath it. Sorry about that. So as you can see, it is below -12 dB, and sometimes it is below -18. So it kind of give me a lot of headroom to really work with before me really start add all these dynamic processes and all of these things. So normally I would have turn it down really low, and low, not really low, but sometimes it's really low, but turn it down low so I have a lot of headroom to work with, so it don't really peak it. I'm plugging them as I start add EQ and boosting this and boosting that and whatever the case may be. So I normally would trim them if me get the vocals hot, or if me even record the vocals hot, would trim it same way, and then me start work from there. However, after that now, would I normally use a plugin called Melodyne. It takes a while to load because of CPU speed. It takes a while to load. So normally would I use a plugin here, Melodyne, to really help to tune the vocals. Sometimes artists sing in some key in which we as mixing engineer can really make it sound better. But for this particular vocal that I've got, some notes were here and some notes are there, and for some reason I kind of changed around some of the notes. Not gonna really go through that right now, and I do most of the tuning inside of this particular plugin. So as I can hear it with it on it.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches. Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door.
Yeah, so me do most of my tuning are note change, are changing notes of certain words in the song. As you can see, I see some blops, some whatever you call these things. Yeah, inside of this, it is more. It is hard for some people to really use, but after a while, I get used to it. That I most me can tell you, I get used to it. So me do most of my tuning there, but uh after that now, I would use autotune to really get the effect of the autotune on the song. Cause some of these artists really like to hear autotune on their voice. You can't help it. So what more than normally do after that is use autotune to really just for the effect purposes. So the way I'm really do it is like I have autotune EFX Plus. I don't have the Pro version or the artist version. I have EFX Plus. I would normally leave the humanize to 0 to get that robot effect and with a high retune speed. If it were it if it was the artist or the pro version, would have flex tone, but I really wouldn't use it still because I really want the robotic effect where people love so much. And if it's a case where they don't really want too much of this or too much of that, we can really use the mix knob right here to really mix the auto tune with the original vocal. So that is a plus for this. So we really add the auto tune to the track.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. Man alone know me want know me friends from me far. Oh, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. Man alone.
So you can hear the auto-tune effect on it. It's like it's not really tuning in a weird way, but it's tuning in a sweet way where everybody really love. And that is what I really love about this plugin. So after that, I would use FabFilter Pro Q3 or any EQ plugin. I would EQ it after. So for this particular vocal, this is, as I can see, I practically go through 3 plugins before I really reach here. So for this particular vocal, or in most cases, with a high pass and deal with the low mids, because sometimes it's of this space that me really record it and really record it. Vocals tend to me have a lot of low mids problem, and this is where a lot of engineers getting it wrong, cutting out a lot of low mids and not adding in back low mids. So the low mids of the vocal sound really thin and mushy and all of these things. The vocal overall sound good, but like cutting them low mids off a vocal, you can even cut out the body of the vocal. So you have to really keep in mind that when cutting low mids, you have to compensate back for it in the mix. So if you keep that the vocal on a level, okay, cut out the low mids, you practically cut out somebody somewhat out of the song. But you over time you really learn how to really do that if you don't already have. So this is without the plugin. Play it without the plugin.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door.
And with the plugin.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches pocket always. Man alone know me want know me friends from me far. Oh, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one.
As you can hear, a lot of dynamic. It's a lot. There's a duck in the vocal. So what you can really do for really compensate backfeed is turn up the level. But for this particular vocal, I didn't turn up the level. So what you can do to compensate backfeed for losses of audio when you cut in using a EQ, you can turn up the output level back of the EQ for really compensate for the volume that you have lost. So be mindful of that, because cutting, you lose value, boosting, you're adding a lot of value. So if you have boost and you get really low, you can compensate back for it if you want to keep it on a level by turning it down. But if not, you can leave it as is or how you really want it, or if it intended to be so. After that, this is where the sauce really come in, is from this plugin from Waves, Shep's Omnichannel. I've been using this for quite some time, and I really like it. Really like it. It is small, have a lot of power behind the GUI, and it just get things done. So first and foremost, what I normally do for in this rack Omnichannel strip is add saturation, compress. I would compress after EQ and DS. There are times I use gate, but there are times I don't. For this particular one, I did not use any gate, so I just bypass all of this and play without it.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches back it out.
So I add some saturation back to it. I had some add saturation back to it. So with this plugin now, you can really switch between modules without changing the settings that you have on it. So you can switch between it to get different flavor, to apply to your track, and whatever seems to work best, you can really work with it without even changing the levels of the settings that you have. So for this particular vocal, I use somewhat of 10 o'clock saturation, and it is add saturation. I don't know the whole science behind this plugin, but it seems to sound good and work with this particular vocal. After that, I added some compression.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches back it always when alone home.
So I use the FET compression settings for this particular vocal, because it is very I wouldn't say very aggressive, but I did really want that aggressive tone, and I used 3 to 5 to 1 ratio, 10 millisecond attack and 100 millisecond release with makeup gain of 2, because after I compress, as you can see, the peaks in the track compress about 3 to 5 dB of gain, but it is only very, like when him sing really loud, it really happens. So we play it again.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come see me riches back it always when alone know me want know me friends from me far. Oh, Jamaica.
So as you can see, was when him only hit like load notes, the compression really compress. The compressor really compressed that hard. So me never really have to add a lot of output makeup gain to it. After that, I would EQ, but on this EQ, I would boost a little. So in the highs, like 8K, boost 1 dB, and I have the high module in the mids at 5.2K, boost 1 dB. Turn off the tone in the low mids, and I pretty much leave it as is, and the lows are about 130 or between 170. Would have boosted around 1 dB or 2 dB or so. If you add back body that I really cut out first within the track. So after that, now after I did the boosting in EQ, I normally use a DS after. I really love this DSer because it has 2 DSer on it, so I can compress. Let me ask compressor. DSer are compressors, so I can DS 2 places in one track with one plugin. How cool is that? Because normally you get a DS is just one DS and that's it. So this one have 2 DSer on it. You can really switch between the DSer type, how you really want the DSer shape to really DS. High, lows, um, narrow and wide, you know. So it has some really cool way, really DS.
Remember, Jamaica, me born and grow. Remember one time me used to sleep out a door. Me never born come some.
So as you can see, it DS, like, you know, the peaks around 3 to 6. Sometimes you see blink on the 9 on this particular track, and so on. So after that, I would normally use another EQ, if when me boost or whatever me use add back little muddy sound, me, you know, me that normally duck the motor little nasal frequency where it get really annoying and some vocalist voice. So
Remember, Jamaica, me born out a door. Me never born.
so those were the two frequencies I really cut. Sometimes I really use a EQ after the channel. Sometimes I don't. It depends on the type of vocalist that I'm working with. We do such cuts. But other than that, we try to use cuts very surgically, because some people have a tendency to just always a cut when no need for cut, you know, or they don't really have a cut there. So uh, plugins will add things here and there, but if you don't need to cut, please do not do it. You see, first when you grab an EQ, what I'm going to do with EQ, if you have an idea what you're going to do with EQ, is boosting or attenuating the EQ signal, what I should be doing. Because sometimes we add problems that aren't there with EQ, and then we tell ourselves a problem there that when it wasn't there, and we were the one who created the problem in the first place. So you really have to ask yourself, say, what I'm going to do, I'm here, if I'm hearing something that needs to be dealt with, not because you go and see some tutorial say, cut here, cut there, go always repeatedly do it. So in that case you can, if it must, but you really have to really have that reason or that mindset, say, all right, this no sound good, so I have to cut it, and you know, say my boost here, so it would sound really much nicer. So you have to really keep that in mind. So that is my vocal chain in mono for this for vocals, and I have another vocal chain when we're going to show in another video. So hopefully you really learn something for this particular video, because a lot of people been messaging me about my vocal chain, and it is really simple. It is really simple as that. So that is my vocal chain that I've been using. I have another one I'm going to show you in another video. But hope you really learned something from this particular video, or can take something from this particular video and apply it to how you do your work in any DAW, and see what results you get. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, follow me on Instagram. There's a bunch of goodies in the description below, and also Twitter and Facebook at Eldorado Productions. So until another time, it's about Eldorado. Peace out.